Kangai and Mr. sitting on a tree. Kissing. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby in a little baby carriage. These songs, when you think about it, it's just a children's song, but it has a lot of meaning in the sense that it already instills in children that there's an order to which things are supposed to be done. So first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby in a little baby carriage. Risk is higher in having a child out of wedlock. Let's choose to marry before we carry. No wedding, no womb. Don't you see just how powerful you are as a woman? But you have chosen to give your power away, to let a man who has not claimed you and done the right thing access to your womb and given him the privilege of being a father. How? Hi lovelies, hi there and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're a returning subscriber, karibu. And if you haven't subscribed yet, kindly do. Alright, so today's video I'll be talking about something that will be a bit triggering. I mean, most of my videos are, but this one will be somewhat on the Richter scale. Will be it's up there. All right, and I'll essentially be talking about marry before you carry, and what that means is first get married before you have the baby. You remember there's this song, children's song we used to sing. Let me use my name. Kangai and Mr. sitting on a tree. Kissing. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby in a little baby carriage. These songs, when you think about it, it's just a children's song, but it has a lot of meaning in the sense that it already instills in children that there's an order to which things are supposed to be done. So first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby in a little baby carriage. I know we're in the 21st century where we are all feminists, where we have the right to live our lives the way we want to live our lives, and that's fantastic. Absolutely, that's what we fought for, to live your life the way you want to live your life. However, if you go back to a previous video that I did, I mentioned that all choices have consequences. Just because you have the right to live your life the way you want to does not mean it absolves you from consequences. And one of the key consequences I'm seeing becoming so magnanimous at this point in time is the idea that people are choosing, and when I say people, yes, it does apply to both men and women, are choosing to have children before they get married. The cases of single motherhood and single fatherhood, the cases of having baby daddies and baby mummies has become so normalized. It's like, it's nothing, you know, and it baffles me. It really baffles me. And again, I'm not saying this to shame anybody. Life happens. You made the choices you made. I'm sure some of even making the most out of it. Some of even chose to have babies outside wedlock because that's what you wanted, and more power to you. But let's be honest with one another. The cases of single parenthood out of wedlock, in this case, not in terms of, you know, divorcees and not in terms of widowhood, the cases of single parenthood where you have people having children outside of wedlock has become so normal, has become so, like, there's no shame to it at all. And I personally think that we should bring shame back. Yes, I said it. And I know this will ruffle feathers, but yes, we need to bring shame back in the sense that why are people making decisions that not only impact them, but also impact the children we bring into this life? It's really unfortunate that the only victims in this whole saga of us having the choice to live our lives the way we want to live them is children. Why would you as a woman, and I'm going to get to the men, so don't think I'm getting on the women alone. Why would you as a woman, being the sexual gatekeeper, allow a man to access your womb like that? A man who has not married you, a man who has not claimed you, a man who has not stood in front of your parents and your family and in front of your friends and vowed to love you and protect you, and in the African culture has not even paid dowry for you, why would you give a man the privilege of seeing children that yet he has not he has not done what is expected of him? It really baffles me. And I know talking about the idea that women are the sexual gatekeepers is really controversial, and in the gender spaces, it's actually has been argued that it has been used for things such as SA, sexual abuse, and all these other things. I get that there's a negative side to it, but a fact is a fact. Women, we are the sexual gatekeepers. We allow men to access our wombs. And again, the no nuance Nellies, I'm not talking about SA and all these other things. That is a whole different, But in a normal interaction, in a normal relationship where there are two consenting adults, we as women are the sexual gatekeepers. We allow men access to our wombs. So why would we allow a man who has not claimed us access to our womb? Do you understand the power you have as a woman? I think we don't understand this. I really genuinely believe that women, we do not understand the type of power we have. And I've mentioned this over and over again. The global population is receding and reducing because women are choosing to either have fewer children or no children at all. And we have governments like in South Korea, which are trying to entice women to have children. Don't you see just how powerful you are as a woman? But you have chosen to give your power away, to let a man who has not claimed you and done the right thing access to your womb, and given him the privilege of being a father. How? I wish women would wake up to our value and our worth and the power we hold. Yesterday I was at a baby shower, and I mentioned something. Women, we are the conduit between the spiritual and the physical. We are the conduit between the spiritual and the physical in the sense that we are able to carry children in our tummies. A child, yes, a man has his seed, he can implant it in you, but without us, the incubators, without us allowing that child to grow in us, a child cannot exist. We are existing, literally every single one of us exists because our mothers chose to give birth to us. We were literally one decision away from not existing. Do you realize that? One decision away from not existing. But here you are, a woman, giving your power away to a man who has not claimed you, to a man who does not protect and provide for you, to a man who has not made you his wife. Do you understand the risk that you're running? Everything has a consequence, including marriage, but marriage definitely reduces the risk. You're basically signing up to be a single mom. You're basically signing up to be a baby mama. And then you'll be the first one to complain, oh, these men. Why didn't you make it a requirement that before a man gets to see his seed become a child, that he first has to marry you? And then you want to blame the man? Honestly, we all have to bear responsibility. Every single one of us has to bear responsibility. And then the men, again, because both have to bear responsibility, are blaming the women that they have been baby trapped. Kwani, when you are laying down with these women, one of the consequences, and that's why I normally talk about common sense here. What did you expect? That bean will germinate? Like, honestly speaking, both people have to bear responsibility because all choices have consequences. So the moment you choose to lay down with somebody unprotected, a child is one of the things that is likely going to result. And again, I'm not absolving either gender. Both genders, both men and women, are to blame. And I'm not trying to sound high and mighty. I'm not trying to sound Puritan, but it is what it is. I really wonder where the family values went in terms of trying to do the right thing. Because the only person who suffers, the only victim in this narrative is the children that we bear. Children require a mother and a father. They require the feminine and the masculine energy. And by choosing to have children out of wedlock, where there is no guarantee that the man is going to take care of his child, you are actually denying them the presence of a father. Fathers are important. Same way mothers are important. And of course, you can have male figures like your brothers and your uncles and your dad come in and stand in the gap. But why would you from the get-go opt to be a single mother? Why would you from the get-go opt to bear children out of wedlock? Again, the only victim here is the child. I wish we will take it seriously as women, both men and women actually, but more especially women because we are the sexual gatekeepers, to decide that we will not carry before we marry. We will not carry any child in our bellies before we are married. Let's make that decision. And women, because we're the primary caregivers, if a man decides to skip town, basically the burden of raising that child is on you, and that is actually one of the things that facilitates the feminization of poverty. Because you're the primary caregivers, if you bear the risk of having a child with a man who's not your husband, it means that you bear the risk of actually being a single mother. And yes, we have deadbeat dads. We have women who got married and their husbands even got married in church, and their husbands still ended up being deadbeats, and their husbands actually ended up being more trouble than it's worth. I get that. That said, the risk is higher in having a child out of wedlock. Let's choose to marry before we carry. No wedding, no womb. If he has not gone and paid dowry, if he has not signed a document at the AGs or in church or wherever, if he has not claimed you legally, then he has no right to enjoy the privilege of being a father. Simple. I wish more women will be more steadfast and will be more firm in deciding that unless this happens, then the other will not happen. And again, I know circumstantially women have found themselves destitute, either because of widowhood or either because of a divorce. But those women, the women who are divorced and the women who are widows, were first wives. Then they became mothers. It was not the other way around. Again, go back to that children's song. First came love, then came marriage, then came the baby in a baby carriage. I think I'll teach my daughter that song. I have realized I haven't taught her that song. I think we need to be singing that song to our kids so that it can be ingrained in their mind that there's an order to things. You do not just navigate this world haphazardly, because there are consequences. And again, the people who bear the largest consequences are our children. Marry before you carry. Make that choice today as a woman, if you haven't already, to marry before you carry. And if you're a single mother, and let's imagine you have one child or two children, promise yourself that you're not going to have another child out of wedlock. Yes, I said it. And I'm not trying to villainize single mothers. Life happened, learn your lessons, and move forward by doing the right thing. Promise yourself that you're going to have another child only within the confines of marriage. Afford your children the wealth, the luxury, and the peace of mind that comes along by having a family where you have a mother and a father. That is priceless. The safety and security that you have from having a mother and a father is priceless. So marry before you carry. No wedding, no womb. Simple. And if a man tells you that they want you to have their children, like, fine, that's fantastic. In fact, that's wonderful to hear. So when are we getting married? When are you coming to meet my parents? When are you coming to pay dowry? And if he starts running the other direction, just know that man does not love you. Because a man who loves you and a man who wants the best for you, be like, you know what? I want you to have my babies. I want to come see your parents. I want to pay dowry. They will engage you. You'll have a wedding, you know. They will want to do things the right way because they want to afford their children the security and safety of having a mother and father who are legally married within the same roof. Because what happens, you cohabitate. Yes, I know we have different laws in different states about cohabitation. But if the ninja decides to skip town, so want better for yourself and your children and choose to do better. Until next time, keep shining, keep smiling. I'll see you on the next one. Toodles!